All right, Sam.
Yeah, I'm pretty good, thanks, Will. How are you?
I am very good. I had um.
No, you're not. No,
Uh,
you're not.
what do you mean? No, I'm not. I'm fine. I'm
No,
fine,
you're
Sam.
not good. You're fine. You're totally good.
I
Air quotes.
It
Air
was
quotes for
it was
days.
my stag do last night, wasn't it? And um, it was very fun. We went out. We had lots of drinks. We got our suits fitted. It was all revolving around the suit fitting for the wedding, and
Suit up?
we went out and had a few beverages and
Yes.
some lubrication, and it was a success, I would say. And today, don't look at me like that. Today,
I mean, yeah.
yeah, we're just gonna keep going. We're just gonna keep
Turn a
breezing past that.
phrase. We're just gonna leave that in the past.
Yeah,
It's gone. It's gone. It's done.
it's finished. We're sticking with it. And it means that today I am I am not ready to record anything. But we're doing it anyway because
Anything at
why
all.
not? Why not?
But we're having a go. And honestly, I have to commend you for coming
For
in
even
here,
attempting it.
actually just having a go, because I was fully prepared. I sent you multiple messages with multiple ways that this could go, multiple timelines that this recording session could take. Either we meet on the night and you just power through when you're absolutely hammered, or in the morning
Absolutely hammered is
and
an extreme turn of phrase.
you wake up and you caffeinate and you just drink a load of coffee and manage it, or we just leave it until later in the week and one of
Mm,
us just has to get up absurdly early.
yeah, yeah.
But you
I'm
defied
here.
all
I'm
logic and
here. I
reason
made
and
it.
said, let's just do it on the regular time and
Yeah. Well,
we'll just
it is what
chat
it is.
gubbins for an
I'll
hour.
tell you what. I'll tell you what makes it a lot easier is when you have binge-worthy garbage to watch on the TV. Um,
Oh, always.
and it got me thinking about like those shows that people just stick on when they just need to chill. They just need to relax. They need to mong out and just have some downtime. And it made me
Absolutely.
think that like over the past couple of weeks, well, yeah, past few weeks, I for some reason decided it was a good idea to watch the entirety of the Pokemon saga and started from episode 1 of season 1.
Which has also kicked off your obsession with Pokemon cards once again. Let's not like
Yes.
sugarcoat that.
Well, it's what came
Let's
first, the
let's
chicken or the
bring
egg?
the entire addiction together.
Yeah.
Let's
Addiction,
this is a
blimey.
safe space. Well, this is a safe space. You can talk to us about the fact that you watch all these
I
Pokemon
haven't.
episodes and
I'll
you
have you
buy
know,
all these
I
cards.
haven't bought a Pokemon card for at least a week, and I am getting severe
Well,
anxiety.
I saw your eyes roll so far back in your head when you pulled that Mewtwo card. Like only I've only ever seen that in heroin addicts. Like, let's be honest here.
Is it basically the same thing? Is that the title of this video? Are Pokemon cards as bad as
Our
heroin?
Pokemon cards are as bad as heroin.
The real
But
problem in
you
society.
raise an interesting question here. Like, when we were kids, and even now, like the shows that we get into and the shows that we want to watch are often very easygoing. They're not too mentally taxing. So, what I wanted to kind of talk about today and is let's think about the anime that made us. Let's think about these shows that when we were younger, maybe we didn't know they were anime. They came on at a certain time slot. They
Mm.
would play out and we'd be obsessed with them. We'd be really interested. Oh, Ash is going to go and beat the Elite Four, but he spends 12 weeks raising a Metapod. Ah,
That
Ty is
Metapod
gonna go
episode
and
is
be
so good.
gonna go be the best Digidestined,
Yeah,
but he's now spending a week fishing to feed Agumon.
yeah.
Let's play Card Captors. I never watched Card Captors, but I assume they just did a lot of random bullshit until they eventually captured a card.
Yes.
Beyblade was a
Oh,
thing.
Beyblades, Yu-Gi-Oh.
Dragon Ball. I'm just gonna shout the names of shows
Okay,
that kids
right.
of our generation will know.
First thing I want us to talk about then is when did you
Of course.
first hear the word anime, and when did you first
Ooh.
understand what anime was? Because you raise a good question. When I was watching Pokemon and Digimon and things, I I didn't know the word anime. I think anime was I genuinely don't think I really knew what it was.
Didn't really exist outside of like inner circles of like Akira and the edgier stuff. Like anime was almost a bad word when we were growing up
But
in the
I didn't even
90s.
know. I didn't even know of it. That's what I'm saying. I
Mm.
didn't. It didn't even really. I didn't know it was a thing I should be avoiding. It was just or not avoiding.
I should be
You know,
avoiding.
like well, no, just in the
Do not get into the anime,
just
child.
in the context of
It's
what you were
too bad for
saying.
you.
No, just because you said it was a bad thing. You know, it wasn't well received in people thought that it wasn't something people should be
It was
watching.
edgy.
It was
It was
edgy.
the edgy boy
Yeah.
at the edge of the
I'm not saying you should be, but
entertainment
like
sphere.
I didn't even have any context until I think my adulthood.
Yeah, and
Really, I
nobody
don't.
else really did because when anime came across in the 90s, it was always planned to be for kids. Literally, in the case of the company that picked up Pokemon, known as for the number kids, and they would dub like put English voices over the top of lots of different Japanese cartoons in order to market them to a Western audience, and they would dumb down and okay, I've already like immediately attacked the way that they have adapted these properties. So I'll rephrase. They adapted
Yes,
these
of
properties
course. Yeah.
for a Western market.
Hmm.
So rice balls, which nobody in the West would ever have seen, were called jelly donuts in Pokemon. And
Mm.
things that were slightly more, I guess, sketchy or a little bit lewd were kind of toned down, and they would sketch over and like they would cover up cleavage and make outfits longer because this just wasn't a thing in the West.
Right.
So to make it marketable, these companies would take an anime, any anime, sometimes multiple anime, and then smash them together. We'll get to you, Robotech, you piece of shit.
Sure.
And then market them to the West, and they would be hugely popular. Pokemon was a phenomenon. Digimon is still going to this day, not as popular, but still there. You cannot stop
I
the Dragon Ball fandom from
from Dragon
complaining
Balling.
about a new
Oh.
episode.
I've just googled Robotech, and the first thing this search may be relevant to recent activity. Is Robotech an anime? That's the first
There you
question.
go.
So it's clearly up for debate whether Robotech is an anime.
Oh man,
What is Robotech and why is it? Why is that an example?
it's a controversial topic because Robotech was this kind of
It
cult
looks mecha.
phenomena. It is very mecha, which is why it appeals to me particularly. Um, but in the early 2000s, kind of 90s, um, a company called not Big West,
Not Big
something
West.
else.
Something else. Okay, good.
Uh, Basically, an anime dubbing company got the license to three separate anime, and they said, okay, we only have 50 episodes to adapt because American serials at the time needed 50 episodes. You needed a whole year's worth of content for your Saturday morning breakfast cereal
Oh,
cartoons. And so what they did was
interesting.
they took their three anime, each of which were about 50 episodes long, and then butchered them down into a single 50 episode show. So
So
they
what?
took
But these shows were they? How does that even like logistically make sense?
they were so
Were they the
different.
same characters?
Absolutely not. But in the context of Robotech, they were. So the most popular one is Macross, which has gone on in Japan to spawn many other sequels and like trilogy movies, and like there's an entire idol culture based around it.
Hmm.
But none of that can come to the West because Harmony Gold, the company that bought up the rights back in the 90s, just clutched onto that IP.
Right.
So they kept a hold of that. Macross died. the other two anime just petered out and just never got Western releases. So as a kid, lots of American viewers might have heard of Robotech and might have loved it to pieces. And there's like talk of Hollywood movies being made of the Robotech franchise, which uses all of the aesthetics of the Macross anime, but technically, because of copyright law in the 90s, is its own thing, and it's weird, and adaptations are hard, and the 90s just was full of, okay, rice balls and Pokemon are jelly donuts. Macross isn't Macross, it's Robotech. Everything's a
It was.
storm
It
of
sound.
garbage.
It sounds like it was very much and I guess it was the early stages of what we now consider to be like anime and the Western adaptations. Like they were sort
Mm,
of testing the water, trying different things out, sort of thinking, how can we get this into the Western market? And some things landed,
absolutely.
and some things clearly didn't. So some things worked, and some
Mm,
things didn't. And it's that sort of trial and error process that they were going through, rather than um, what we now consider as usually fairly successful adaptations. I guess they just got better at it.
absolutely. So my question to you then is, what were the main shows that you saw growing up? What were your big anime? I guess now that you know a bit more and you
So
can kind of like
yeah, spot them.
attribute anime to things, what were the anime that kind of got you hooked?
So I think we've covered most of them in our sort of ramblings. So we've touched on Pokemon, which was obviously
Hmm.
huge. Um, Pokemon's such a enigma, really. Like it seems weird that it blew up. It doesn't seem weird that it blew up as big as it did because
Oh no, Pokemon,
it's
like the fact that it blew up as much as it did, especially like in like the early 2000s, I can't think of anything else with
yeah,
that much
but
impact.
it's just so marketable, isn't it? Like it's the whole
Yeah.
look of the show. You've got all these cool creatures. You've got to collect all 150 or 151 or whatever it is. Um, you've got the
852.
yes, exactly, yeah. So there's that room for expansion to keep
Ever
new viewers
expanding.
and yeah, old fans and new fans try to keep them engaged. It's like the animation design of Ash Ketchum is like got to be one of the most badass things in the world, with the baseball cap that he swivels round when he goes into battle, and like the bomber
The little
jacket.
lightning bolts on his
Yeah,
cheeks.
yeah, yeah.
Naruto could never.
Yeah. um, yeah, so I think they just really nailed it with Pokemon. That whole way to capture a young mind in that sort of we're gonna raise these creatures and battle them against each other out, throwing these
Hmm.
Pokeballs, and then the cards. Like the cards came first, did they? Didn't and then they made the anime. Was it or
It was kind of like an assault on all fronts,
oh
really,
right,
because
okay.
the games came out
Oh, the
first, and
games, yeah,
then
obviously the
yeah,
games.
based on the the multi-million selling games.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the games came out first, and then almost now for the UK and America, things were a little bit different because by the time the games came out, the anime had already been airing in Japan for, I don't know, half
Mm,
a year plus, because the localization took time. And like this was Nintendo's big push to like sell a big game. So everything was going into this franchise, was
mm,
going into Pokemon. So Pokemon launched, and as the games launched, the anime came with it, and it was Saturday morning every day, episodic, but also the story was still overarching. Ash was still going on his adventures, and then they'd replay old episodes, and it was just everything combined. The card game came out at the same time, again behind the Japanese release
mm.
by two or three booster sets, but
Right, yeah, yeah.
it was the perfect storm of products just hitting the market where none of this had been seen before.
Like the
Monster
plush.
raising games. Yeah,
What?
plushies, like billboards would have Pikachu on them all the time. I
Yeah.
looked out my window the other day. A Pikachu Pokemon bus drove past. I have never seen this bus before in my life. It turned up. There was a Meowth hanging off the back. This franchise has too much power, Will.
Yeah, it almost does. Apart from okay, so moving on from Pokemon because we've talked a lot about Pokemon. I think
Very much so.
Yu-Gi-Oh was big for me. I really liked Yu-Gi-Oh. I did play. What did I play?
You you played Yu-Gi-Oh!
I think yeah. I think I did. I definitely had a deck. Um,
Mate, I was obsessed with Yu-Gi-Oh!
yeah, like it's weird. I don't. It's weird trying to grab thoughts, especially in my current state. But I think I played, and I don't know whether it was very short lived, and I'm just sort of thinking of maybe one or two times, or whether it was
You
actually
picked
more
up a starter
substantial.
deck, went, this is
Mm.
bullshit, I'm out.
It's just the blue eyes dragon thing that I remember most.
Blue Eyes White
White
Dragon!
dragon, just
Obliterate!
yeah, and the one where you had to collect like is it five cards to make
Exodia.
Exodia?
Exodia!
Yeah, yeah. Yu-Gi-Oh's
Dude,
quality,
the
like
anime was so
the
cheesy, but
yeah. Nah, it
it
was
got
good though.
me in.
And
I was
again,
hooked. My entire
character
sixth form.
design,
Yeah?
I
Oh,
think
yeah.
was
Yugi's
phenomenal.
hair.
Yes,
Any other show,
yeah,
any other show, you would be calling like
yeah,
absurd,
yeah. Like,
rubbish design.
oh,
But
I
because
guess,
every character
yeah,
has like that degree of absurdity in
yeah.
their like design and character and
So
presentation,
cool.
you just kind of accept it.
Yeah. When he turns, when he took, when what's the other version of him called?
Yummy.
What's
Or
that?
spoilers,
Ha.
a Tem.
Oh. Oh.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
So,
oh.
um, yeah. When
If
like
you
the
haven't watched Yu-Gi-Oh!
does
By
he?
this point, that's
Yeah.
your own fault.
Yeah. Exactly. Does he pop his collar like when he
Yeah, of course
transforms?
he does. It's like his collar pops, his hair like shifts 3 degrees to the right, and then
Yeah,
he
and
just
becomes
his
more
voice
becomes
drops by 4 octaves, and he becomes
Yugi.
way. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hi,
So
my
good.
name's Yugi Moto. Hello, I am Yami Yugi. It's like it's night and day, and nobody questions it. And I think that's what's so good about that early like era of this show is
Mm.
everyone's just like Yugi's so confident now.
Yeah. Why? How did he grow a foot and a half in in the space of a second?
Oh, he just stopped slouching. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah. No, Yu-Gi-Oh's quality.
Did you
Like
did you
oh
play the cards much? Because my entire sixth form was dominated by me spending all of my part-time job earnings on cards and boxes,
yeah.
and then losing to somebody who just had more money than me.
Well, that's the situation, isn't it? And that's the situation that all these gacha games sort of fall into. It's the same with relating it to something completely different, but very similar in like FIFA Ultimate Team. Like when people play online in
Oh yeah,
FIFA, you have to
absolutely.
buy the packs, and I was talking to my friend last night about it, and I was just like,
You remember last night?
yeah, I do, and I was saying I don't. He plays Ultimate
Moment.
Team, and he was like, oh, I unboxed this player, and I was like, cool. I don't have the time or the money to spend on that. Yeah, I do have the time and the money to buy Pokemon cards, so I am sort of lying. Just I don't want to
Look,
do
man,
that.
whatever makes you happy.
How many gacha games are you playing at the minute?
One, I guess, unless you count Pokemon Go as one, but there's no gacha in Pokemon Go.
Yeah, gotcha.
One. I'm
Pokemon
gonna say
gacha.
one, but also like I am so invested in it that
Which one are you playing?
absolutely categorically not stating that on
Oh,
air.
brilliant, brilliant. Are you still playing your Digimon watch thing?
It got discontinued. Wait, no, the Digimon Watch. The
Yeah.
Digimon Watch is still going.
Oh
Yes,
right.
it's
Okay.
still there,
Yeah.
and that's mostly because the TV anime for Digimon is still going. We
Yeah.
have Digimon Ghost Game, which is the most recent iteration of the anime, which is intrinsically tied to the
Mm.
bracelets which are out at the moment. Did you watch
Digimon,
the
Digimon
original
monsters,
season?
Digimon are the
Digimon
champions.
are the champions.
Yeah.
Change
Change into
into
digital
digital
monsters. Oh,
champions
champions.
to save
Save
the
the
digital
digital world.
world. That's probably going to be horrendously out of time because of ping issues, but
Yeah.
I'm sick. It's so good. Digimon as a show, what did you think? Like, did you
Uh,
watch it when you were a kid?
yeah, clearly. Clearly. I don't remember a lot of lyrics, so the fact that I can even do half of that
Get
is
that much
impressive.
is a
Yeah,
blessing.
and it shows that I watched it. Yeah, I watched the show. No idea how much of it. Again, because like I can't really remember. I stopped watching it years and years ago. I want to go back. I
Mhm.
want to go back and watch it because I do remember enjoying it. I think I remember trying to rewatch it at uni, and
Mm.
didn't get the same vibes. But it's a really cool concept. Do they is it do they go
Seven cool
into
kids go to camp
is
for
it
the
an
summer
isekai?
and wind up in a digital land. It is arguably the first isekai that most people in the Western world were exposed to, because it is
Ah,
seven young kids who go to camp for the summer and wind up living in a digital land.
yeah.
So
What does isekai mean? Another world,
another world, new world,
new
basically.
world. Okay.
And that's it. I think, and compared to Pokemon, Digimon had an ending.
Hmm.
Like both Pokemon and Digimon have a goal. Pokemon become the best, be a Pokemon master.
Hmm.
Digimon go home, please. And but like by the end of the first season of Pokemon, Ash isn't there yet. But with Digimon, they get home, but then there's another thing they have to do, and the other thing is protect their home from the world that they've just come from, and then they hit episode 50 and that's it. It's
Yeah.
over. Go
Ah.
home.
Oh.
Like the story is told.
Oh. Okay. I didn't know
And
that.
for a show at the time, it's like with such potential as well. Like Digimon was thriving in Japan.
Hmm.
The virtual pet, the Tamagotchi type pets
Orgamon.
were flying off the shelves.
Orgamon.
Agumon,
Algamon.
Gabumon,
Gabumon. Yeah.
Patamon. Well, I'll stop because I'll just name them all because I love Digimon so much.
Is So in the language thing, obviously that's quite those names are quite similar to the word Pokemon. Is it similar in
Mm.
the translation? Is it like the first part is the identifier and then the mon is monster, like pocket
So
monster?
the idea, and I think the reason they got such a bad rap is because,
Because of
obviously,
that.
it was because the rap for Digimon was bad compared to the poker rap at the end of every
Oh,
episode, which is
ah,
just so good.
yeah, so good.
Nidoking, Geodude.
I was like, I'm gonna watch the outro, the ED in every single one of these so that I can memorize all of the
Like
Pokemon.
I can perfectly do all of it,
And it's
but no,
just yeah, go on.
poor Digimon. Like with Pokemon, the idea was, oh, it's a pocket monster,
Yeah.
Pokemon, done. Digimon, digital monster, but in the case of Digimon, they decided to base the entire naming scheme around file types because it's
Mm.
digital, right? So they're all
Mm.
technically dot mon files because they're monsters from a digital ocean.
Ah.
So you know how when you save something in Microsoft Word or like in Google Docs, it's like a
Doc.
I
Dot
don't know,
doc.
yeah,
Yeah.
dot doc.
Yeah.
In the case of Digimon, it's like agu dot mon.
Ah.
Gabu.mon. And that's why everything ends with Mon. But because it's kind of repetitive and because people didn't have the digital literacy at the time, they were like, they're just trying to be Pokemon, but worse and with more knives And oh my God, did that lion die? Oh God, these kids are traumatized. There's
Okay.
a lot going on here.
Um. Okay. That's interesting though. I like that. I like that backstory. Are there other file types in the Digimon universe? Are there anything that's like not .mon? It's dot something else.
There's a few things, but that goes into the deep Digimon lore, which
Okay. Also,
I'm probably not qualified to cover.
here's the big question, because I'm still a bit like, okay, you can say that, but you also, it does feel like you're ripping off Pokemon. Um, did in the sub, did they have the dot there?
The dot was never there. It's always
Nah.
Agumon, Gabumon,
So
even in
it's funny that, isn't
but
it?
in
It's
the
funny that, isn't it,
English,
Sam?
it's
It's,
still Agumon, Biyomon, Tentamon. The
mm,
Mon is always there
yes.
in both languages.
Yeah. Okay. That's fine. But it doesn't really
Look, I'm not gonna
illustrate
say
your point.
Agumon digivolve into Grey Mon. Like that doesn't just flow off the tongue, right?
This is true. This is true. Um, okay, Digimon is cool as hell, and there is some debate on whether it rips off
It's
Pokemon or not.
cool, and if you like Digimon, you're valid. Don't listen to those Pokemon haters.
Pokemon haters.
You have a place here.
Fair enough. Anything else that I used to watch? Anything else? What do you think? Is there anything that you'd like to
Dragon Ball?
contribute to the list? Dragon Ball. I never had Sky growing up, and I never had like.
Uh,
Is it on Cartoon
poor kid.
Network? Was it on Cartoon? Or what was it on? Do you not remember what
It's
channel it was
on
on?
Toonami. Yeah, Cartoon
Yeah,
Network.
yeah. So
Yeah.
I was never.
Late night.
Yeah, I watched it occasionally when I went round to my auntie's, and she had Sky, so I'd sit and be like, oh, let's watch a bit of Dragon Ball, but didn't watch it enough to sort of get any of the long term
I get
storytelling.
super
Like,
into it and yeah, understand
so
what's going on.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
exactly,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. But I enjoyed it. Like, I really love the concept of just flying around and shooting laser beams out of your hands. Like,
Yeah, shooting energy blasts from your
and the
hands.
character designs again, just phenomenal. Um,
Yeah, honestly, and the fact that we like this week in Japan, a new Dragon Ball movie just dropped out of nowhere. I say out
yeah,
of nowhere. It's been hyped for a while, but like it's dropped. People are going to see it. It's sold out in some theaters.
it's
It's
huge.
still popular.
And
Yeah,
I
like
think everyone knows that the live action movie was so good and like so well received.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
the best movie arguably ever.
yeah,
Scorsese himself said that the true way to watch Dragon Ball Evolution was on an IMAX cinema screen.
yeah.
Please don't watch it. It's
No,
so
please
so
do. Like, it's so
no no.
interesting
Yeah,
just
okay,
to
please do, and then let us know how it goes
like.
because
It's
it's
so interesting
as
to
far as I'm aware, it's garbage.
yeah. But like the character looks. It's just really weird choices in direction and casting and plot, and it's just
It's
weird.
weird, right? Because it's
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, mostly Asian cast, except for this super white guy who's Goku.
Fun times. Yeah. Any other shows? So Dragon Ball's obviously huge, but didn't have much experience with that. What
Card Captors? Did you watch much of that? I feel
Card
Card Captors
Captors?
and Sailor Moon are kind of like the last bastions of young anime
Yeah,
for most
I
kids.
did watch Card Captors, and I did enjoy that. Again, I'm a sucker for
The
magic.
weird lion kit like guy, right?
I don't know. I remember that she had like a pink staff wand with a beak on it,
Mm,
something. I don't know.
tap the cards. Tap tap tap.
Yeah, you tap the cards and you turn into a wizard, I
Card.
guess. Yeah, I don't know.
Clearly paid attention.
Yeah, it's weird how like I remember enjoying it, but don't actually remember what happens or what it's about. There's
You were just
definitely
watching the Whammon.
yeah, I was watching something. Yeah, I don't
That lion thing's butt.
know.
But yeah,
Um,
there's a bunch of things that we probably won't cover here because
yeah.
we personally didn't see them. There's stuff like for certain generations, there's Gundam Wing or Camp
Oh yeah.
Bebop or Trigun, and
Never
there's a
watched
bunch of
any
stuff
Gundam.
that just never kind of hit our screens, depending on like licensing or
Beyblades I did
however
watch.
the channels. Beyblade. Oh man, did you buy Beyblade? Did you play
Course.
Beyblade?
Of course. We got them banned at our school, as every 90s kid knows.
Yeah, and
Because
that
it happened at
the,
every school
two
across the
things were
country.
banned. Two things were banned in British primary schools. The first thing that was banned was Beyblades.
Yeah.
Reasonably so, I think, because if you're getting a spinning top that has been powered up by like 12 different gears inside of a ripcord, like
Yeah.
blasting that at somebody else when you are 9,
Or
probably
younger.
something or younger, mostly younger,
Yeah.
probably not something that you should like promote in your schools. But the
No.
anime was badass. It was really cool.
Yeah. Didn't really
Pokemon cards
understand it.
getting banned from everywhere. That was just people trying to curb gambling.
Yeah, yeah, and like hustling. Like when people are like
Yeah, coercion.
yeah.
Oh yeah, mate, I'll give you this Machamp if you give me like 12 Charizard. Oh, it's a good deal. Yours is shinier than mine.
Yeah,
Done.
yeah, yeah. See this symbol? It means that it's super rare. You've just drawn
That's
that
a
on.
marker
No,
pen,
yeah,
mate. You stole that from the teacher.
and the amount of fakes out there is insane. Like
Ludicrous. Like the
obviously if you
second those cards came out, it was like, oh yeah, my uncle got these. And it's like some counterfeit pack that somebody's managed to get from. I don't even know where they came from, but they were everywhere. Like
it's like they
somebody
just
had a
popped into
card that was also a
existence.
sticker. Yeah, it was just like bloop, on the playground. Just
Where did you
who
get this?
gave you these?
I don't know.
My
Like
my uncle works for Nintendo.
yeah, obviously.
All right, why is he giving you
Yeah.
fake cards then?
Yeah. It's just not released yet. It's fine. Um,
It's just special.
yeah. I'm gonna go watch some Pokemon, I think.
Nice. Well, I'm gonna go to bed.
Yeah. All right, mate. Yeah. Yeah. Sounds good.
Yeah,
All right.
nice. Yeah. Well, they were the anime that made us, and yeah.
Yeah.
What a
Anime
segue.
anime is good. Brilliant.
Watch more anime, especially kids anime, but not Doraemon. Just watch Beyblade.
Yeah. And Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah. There's so much Yu-Gi-Oh. There's so much. There's like 12 seasons. I can't do it. I can't go back. All right. See you later.
See you later.